this, yes, shame, shame, shame. No transphobic comments in the chat. No, no, no. We are inclusive. We are inclusive in this chat. Also, no slurs. But anyways, we're gonna go over the video that Muda made. It was a very good video. There are ties in that video that Muda made that are connected to ACC. And I think it's super hilarious. We're going to go over that specific part of the video and specifically outline it. But when I heard the name Zercarlo in Muda's video and Zercarlo come out of Muda's voice, or Muda's mouth, I literally spit out my cereal. I was eating cereal at the time and I was just like, oh my God. Holy crap, Keffals defended Zercarlo. Keffals defended Zercarlo. Isn't that crazy? Everything ties back to ACC. So we're going to go over that. There is a specific thread that I want to go. Yeah, he killed the name. He definitely killed the name. He pronounced it ZR Carlo. Yeah, so true, Leadfoot. We're gonna go over a thread that outlines Keffals, what Keffals did with the GoFundMe money, or what people are speculating. Okay, again, I'm gonna outline. Some people are gonna have different opinions in the chat, different opinions from me, and we are all going to be respectful. Okay, guys. We will all communicate like adults. We won't be dickheads. Let me know if I'm being a dick, because like I'm an Italian, so I'm naturally an asshole. I get it from my dad. I get it from my mom. Let me know when I'm being an asshole and I will correct myself. And then I will let you guys know if y'all are being assholes too. Okay? But Italians aren't real. Italians are real. Italians are real. Excuses? Yeah, it could be an excuse. Maybe I'm using the crutch of being an actual Italian and just using that as an excuse to be an asshole. You could be true. You could be onto something, Midna. So you were born an asshole? LOL. I think so. I was like, when I was a kid, I used to say the most smart alecky things to my sisters and to my dad. And there were times where I was in trouble. I would get in trouble with my dad, and my mouth would get me out of trouble because I would say a smart alecky thing, and my dad would laugh at me, and he'd be like, "Okay, you're not in trouble, kid. You're fine." I was definitely a daddy's girl, that's for sure. But let's continue. Let's get started. So, there are a few interesting tweets that I saw. Akumo. So this first tweet, somebody said, Muda really did have the opinion of some ordinary gamer. Bro was fear-mongered, DIY HRT from minors, and even sided with the fucking UK government in cracking down on DIY HRT supplier. This medicine helps prevent suicides, and these sites are often the only way minors can access it. And then Akumo says, a thread to the document individuals who defend Keffals promoting giving minors to drugs or giving drugs to minors. The people who defend this are a danger to children, and it should be documented. Please reply with screenshots and links and tweets first. So my opinion when it comes to HRT or DIY HRT and giving HRT to minors, I'm not okay with it. I feel like when you are at the age of 18, you can put anything in your body. I would be hypocritical if I said I am completely against HRT because I take supplements for my fitness, right? And it would be hypocritical for me to say HRT is bad to take. You shouldn't put that stuff in your body when I'm over here taking certain supplements, steroids, for my fitness. So it's super hypocritical for me to say that. So I support HRT, but I do not support HRT being given to minors. I only support it for 18-year-olds. And it's that I have the same stance with steroids as well. I'm probably even stricter when it comes to steroids because there are a lot of 18-year-olds that play football, right? They turn 18 and then they want to start taking steroids. That is no bueno because you're really going to fuck up your body by doing that. You will kill your freaking liver. So I'm not even okay with 18-year-olds taking steroids, especially when it comes to performance enhancing their sport, the sport that they play in, or they want to change their physique. I'm not okay with that. I'm probably more strict on that. I think people that are 21 years old should be able to have the ability to take steroids if they want to take steroids. But that's my opinion. I'm not okay with 18-year-olds taking steroids when they're in a sport. Not okay with it. There is this one in the bodybuilding community, there's this one coach that is named, his name is Joshua Nichols. He is very controversial in the bodybuilding community. And the reason why he's controversial in the IFBB Pro community is he will coach bodybuilders and he puts them on specific regimens, right? And when he puts them on regimens, these bodybuilders, sometimes when they perform on stage and they compete on stage and they do bodybuilding, there's this one incident where one of the bodybuilders fainted on the stage and potentially died. And people speculate, and I don't know this for a fact, okay? So this is my personal opinion and other people's personal opinion within the IFBB Pro. People speculate within the bodybuilding community that this coach, Joshua Nichols, his regimen is so strict that he puts his athletes at danger. And he has a son specifically, and people are speculating because the son is recently turned 18. People have speculated on whether the son is taking steroids or performance enhancing drugs for like weightlifting and stuff, because there are records that this kid is breaking. So I don't know. I don't know. It's speculation, but I don't know if that's actually true. But again, my stance is when you're 18 years old, do whatever you want. I'm more strict when it comes to steroids because steroids, you can really screw up your body. But we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So, there's this one. Hold on. Nick made an interesting post. I don't know why it keeps going back to, I bookmarked Kumo's post today. I don't know why it keeps going back to that. If you criticize disgusting Discord freaks who give minors unlicensed medical advice, help children buy DIY drugs off the dark web, and brag about pink pilling, I don't think you're serious about policy changes. And I agree with Nick on that. So Brianna Wu says, Ma, thank you for becoming a gym rat. I really appreciate it. W Ma. Thank you. I really appreciate that. W membership. Thank you so much. Trans kids had enough BS. They don't need this predatory behavior and manipulating their desperation. Yes, I agree with that. I agree. Joy Daly says a woman was once arrested for selling Ozempic on Instagram, and it turns out it wasn't Ozempic, and people may have died from it. Certainly one woman or one woman got incredibly sick. Yeah, there's definitely a call for regulation. Definitely a call for regulation. Performance enhancing drugs, steroids, are deeply regulated within the United States, everywhere. I even get hesitant on talking about steroids sometimes, or being so open about steroids on the internet, because I could potentially be getting myself into trouble, right? Um, so yes, yes, there definitely does need to be regulation. I think what Keffals did, and it's going to be outlined in the Mutahar video, I think what Keffals specifically did and what they were sponsoring was specifically dangerous and targeted to kids. And I do not like it at all. And it very much pisses me off. Anyway, so let's go back to what Brianna is saying. Brianna Wu tweets, "This is my issue with the Ordinary Gamers video on Keffals. Most people understand that if you outlaw abortion, you're going to get back alley abortions that get women killed. So in the state of Texas, that is not happening. I don't see that at all in Texas, but okay. But they can make that same connection to gender affirming healthcare for minors. His video spends a lot of time critiquing minors getting HRT without a prescription. Like, what? Okay. But doesn't acknowledge the reality that healthcare options are extremely limited for trans people and being dismantled. My position is very clear. I want this system overhauled and improved because it's obviously not working. I want every child to have access to a psychologist, endocrinologist, and true assessment instead of kabuki theater assessment. If you are not if you're not advocating that and you are criticizing DIY healthcare, I don't think you are really serious about this public policy issue. So that's laughable. Then Tipster. Here comes Tipster. Tipster says the problem with these people view gender affirming care for minors as grooming and completely unacceptable under all circumstances. They have no idea how life-saving gender affirming care is and don't care to learn about it. So Tipster comes in with like the most brain dead takes. This is like, this political take right here doesn't require a whole lot of thinking on Tipster's end. Tipster is at the surface level scratching identity politics, and this is what makes me think Tipster is grifting, because he's sitting here saying this kind of bullshit, right? This does not take much for Tipster to think. Tipster getting into politics is like me getting into makeup. Like, although I'm good at makeup, I'm like not going to have any really compelling content out there when it comes to makeup. I'm not going to do makeup tutorials. I don't even get on camera. So it's laughable. To see Tipster in politics is completely laughable to me. This take right here didn't take a whole lot for him. Didn't take a whole lot of thinking power on his end. And not only that, Tipster, I remember specifically A-logging this dickhead, and I don't have the proof, but I'm going to go back to his channel and see if I can find it. Tipster's not grifting, he's simping. I think so. Tipster in the past has said he does not support minors taking HRT, and that anybody over the age of 18 should be taking HRT or are welcome to have gender reassignment surgeries, right? So he's contradicting himself in this statement. I got to get the proof. I haven't found it yet, but I'm going to have to look at his stuff and see if I can find it. Tipster likes to contradict himself a whole lot. He's wishy-washy at best. He can't stick by his takes. He's a chameleon. He will mimic any take that Tipster has, or any take that his close friend has, and just copy it. So Tipster's not really a free thinker here. Then Nick says Muda's video really got a 30-minute segment on HRT legislation, so I can ethically criticize Keffals for her well documented relationship to Bob Posting's HRT pink pilling directory and scamming people for the $100,000 shopping spree. Jolly G tipster, I have no idea where people got that idea. So then there's Keffals. So again, Nick is further confirming my ideal that tipster is a chameleon. He's going to repeat anything that is said to him, right? Queen Keffals with this take. Seriously. The scum of the earth might call me a groomer for it, but if a minor approaches me and asks me how to transition, I will point them to the resources to help them do it. I'm going to transgender your children. Try to stop me, bitch. So that's kind of predatory. It's interesting that Tipster says that. To further go down the bookmarks, let's see. There was... Wait. What? Oh, I missed my bookmarks. Lost my spot, guys. Sorry about that. Medicare tweeted, Mudahar, hey, wow, this person's an awful piece of shit. Look at all these examples I've put in video form. Idiots, excuse me, you weren't being very nice. Did you ever consider they have feelings? What a bunch of silly fuckers. And then we're gonna go over that Camila Cuevas thread soon. It's to come. It's to come. Nick came out with further evidence of this yesterday. He went out over this on his live stream, but this is more evidence that Keffals misappropriated the GoFundMe fund. So this is a screenshot of a chat with Keffals. Keffals says, feels really bad watching the GoFundMe deplete. The rest will cover a year in rent and my psych fees if I talk to a psychologist once a week for the next 11 months. And then Keffals also said, Ellen tried to comfort me, reminding me that it was an emergency fund. Then somebody says, Ellen's right, but definitely understand the feeling. Whenever I've had a windfall that I wasn't originally planning on still having, I still felt bad when it depleted. Then Keffals says, I keep trying to think of how it depleted so fast, and that it's just so many things to try, so many little things, travel and replacing furniture, helping my friends out, and buying new streaming gear for clothes. So why are you helping your friends out with this money? Like, this is a clear misappropriation of funds. Then Keffals says, if anyone ever finds out how I spent the GoFundMe, I'm definitely getting canceled, lol. Anyway, sorry for venting. I'm going to go now. Still heading to Dingle, lol. So it's definitely clear primary evidence of Keffals misappropriating funds. I'm really shocked at how much Keffals was able to spend within that time allotted that they got from the GoFundMe, because that's $100,000. I don't even make $100,000 in a year. That's actually my goal, is one day to be able to make six figures, right? The fact that they are able to spend like over a year's salary of me, because they definitely, $100,000 is definitely way more than my salary, right? Actually, not way more. It's close. It's more than my salary, not way more, but more than my salary, a little bit more. The fact that they're able to spend 1 year's worth of my salary on gear, like streaming gear, clothes, and helping their friends is insanity, and traveling. It's insane. I would have taken the money and put it in a savings account. I would have just kept it as a nest egg. You had a nice little nest egg. You're making money from streaming, and you could have had a nice little nest egg right there. And it's just insane. It's insane. She could have put it into a Roth IRA. She could have put it into a Roth IRA, but didn't. She spent the $100K, and it's insane. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. It's crazy to me. It's whoa. And spending it so fast is just like, oh, yikes. I hope you paid taxes. I don't know if you have to pay taxes on GoFundMe. Hope you paid your taxes. Squatchin says that's 100K Canadian, Leah. Okay. So that's a difference. I make US dollars, so difference. 100K is still a lot, but 100K, what? Oh, 100K is 73,000 USA. Okay. Oh, so I stand corrected. Keffals did not spend 1 year of my salary. It was less than my salary. Yikes. Dude, you guys are correcting me. Thank you for correcting me. I really appreciate it. But $73,000 is a lot. Okay. It's not my 1 year salary. Backtrack that statement. I backtrack it. Leah, tomatoes in the chat. I was wrong. But that's still a lot of money. $73,000 could still be a nice nest egg to have, especially when you go through emergencies. And that entire debacle was not an emergency. Not an emergency. So Nick also says, also the Brianna Wu Bridge was burning in November. That's why you see Keffals and Tipster turning now. As of a few days ago, Tipster disavowed Brianna Wu. Abel, thank you for the tomatoes. Really appreciate it. Keffals, as of November, says, yeah, I don't know. Zan and I should turn on Brianna. We literally ignored her shitting on our friends. Now ignoring her, refusing to call Israel apartheid state, still focusing on Hamas. She isn't progressive. She's basically a conservative that likes gay rights. Jesus, why are they so quick to like label people? I just don't understand it. Nick also adds, Keffals asking an editor to deceptively edit a debate to poison the well. So this was the tell-all for me because I think this is what Keffals is doing with Muda right now. Keffals. Sorry, guys. I got to sit up. I have to cross my legs. Keffals doing this shit is further convinces me that they're trying to poison the well with that thumbnail drama. So, Cherry says we all have our debates. We don't do well. I understand. Keffals says, but because I took down the VOD, I have control of the narrative. So I'm editing the intro to immediately poison the well, including putting the Xanderhal thing at the start. So they admitted to poisoning in the well when it comes to debates, silly little Twitch poll debates that you lose. You're more than happy to poison the well when it comes to it. But then you'd expect us to like be charitable and say that you actually really do feel like the thumbnail that Just a Worm put out or the art that Just a Worm did is transphobic. And I think what Keffals is trying to do towards Muda shows like a kind of pattern of behavior, in my opinion, where she's trying to poison the well when it comes to the Mudahar video, to where people don't even watch the Mudahar video because the artwork in the thumbnail is transphobic. And then oh my God, if the artwork's transphobic, then the entire video is transphobic, and then people just assume not to watch it. Void, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Euro says, did she go over the Lio call yet? Yes, I did. You missed it. It's earlier in the live stream. What is Deep Sea Monster saying? Leigha Something. Guess what is connected to Keffals? I know what's connected to Keffals. Zercarlo. Zercarlo is connected to Keffals. Keffals defended Zercarlo. I can't believe Zercarlo defended, or Keffals defended Zercarlo, an actual zoo sadist, an actual groomer, an actual groomer. Keffals defended an actual groomer. Yes. Oh, I wanted to surprise you. I know. I was surprised the other day when I watched the Mutahar video. I'll describe it again. So what happened was I was eating cereal while I was watching the Mutahar video. I was listening to the video, and then as soon as I heard Mutahar say Zercarlo, and he even said the name wrong. He said ZR Carlo. But as soon as I heard Zercarlo, I stopped mid-chew, spit out my cereal, and was just like, what? What? And then I heard the clip of Keffals defending Zercarlo. It's interesting. Interesting. It ties back. It ties back. Zercarlo. It all ties back to the ACC. Even Keffals drama ties back to the ACC. How does everything come back to the ACC? You want me to explain it? The reason why everything comes back to the ACC is because there are a lot of degenerate people within that community. And I found that there are a lot of degenerate people that come from Leiha's side of the community. So you see people like Doodle Tones. You see people like Zercarlo, Coyote Lovely, Hypnotist Sappho. Well, Hypnotist Sappho didn't come from Leiha's end of the community, but Hypnotist Sappho was involved in art. Joshua Vita, yes, Joshua Vita, Zaid, yes. A lot of degenerates come from the ACC. You got to be able to. You have to. What I'm finding nowadays is that when you interact with the art commentary people, you have to really be selective with who you listen to, because these people could possibly be degenerate. They could possibly be degenerate. So, yeah, it's interesting how it ties back. Then Nick says Discord server, Keffals, Gayfesh, and Tipster used to collect dirt/stalk people they claim to be blameless victims. And then this is like a screenshot, right? King shit of A-Log, Sector King, Keemstar also had Salvo Pancakes YouTube terminated. So like there's the A-logging. There's commentary community. So it's like Tea Party group chat, Keemstar, Augie RFC, Blowblacks, Nicholas Diorio, Turkey Tom, Flamenco. And it's like, bro, I really think it's super hilarious that Tipster is more than happy to say, oh, guys, oh my God, these people are so obsessed with me. The commentary guys are so obsessed with me. The commentary incel bros are so obsessed with me. It's like, bro, you're fucking A-logging, dude. You are just as obsessed. I wouldn't be surprised if Tipster went and watched Nicholas Diorio's live stream yesterday. Would not be surprised. He was probably seething in the background in his Discord with his group, with his goth mommies, and just being like, "Oh God, Nicholas is such a snake. He is so mean. This community is so toxic." So thank God I jumped ship when Tipster decided to warm up to Keffals. As soon as Tipster warmed up to Keffals, and as soon as I caught that little small ounce of Tipster going to Keffals' comment section and saying, "Oh my God, the commentary community is so toxic. I'm so glad I left it. Boo hoo." Right? As soon as I saw the grift from Tipster, I had to disavow him because I knew he was a disingenuous little prick. I knew it, so I had to disavow. So that's hilarious. They are a-logging commentary. Then Nick adds, Keffals distributes the docs of bad empanada and on second thought citing that these didn't come from Kiwi farms and were archived through her love of doxing. So Keffals does have a history of doxing. So Cherry posts a bad empanada post and says, yikes, right? Keffals says, oh, you up? Question mark. I have something more, yikes. Then Cherry says, what do you have? Then Keffals says, as a blank to myself, I know we all get assigned blank with that. And then it looks like a docs and then says address, then postal, then something Providence. I think it looks like Providence. So it's all redacted. This looks like a docs. Then Cherry says, no way. How did you find that out? Then Keffals says, the same way I know second thought and blank, and I have his home address. I'm insane. Then Cherry says, does Kiwi Farms have this info? Then Keffals says, no, I did it myself. I never published this info. This is just like a game for me. So Keffals taking the Lio convoy route and just immediately doxing when it comes to stuff. Insane. Unhinged behavior. Unhinged behavior. Then Nick adds, Tipster unable to disavow Keffals even in a hypothetical. So this happened a few days ago. Cherry says, I wish you would ditch Keffals. It's how I feel about you. Then Tipster says, that's not going to happen, Cherry. I hope you understand that. Then Cherry says, even if she like R-worded someone, I assume there are more scenarios where you would ditch or cheated on your wife with e-girls, but like actually did. Then Tipster says, that's one of the things that I would tackle if that happened. I do not like to think of my friends in hypotheticals like that. The same applies to you and my other friends, by the way, not just her. Shut the fuck up, Tipster. You're such a loser. Tipster is still friends with the AP over 9K, by the way. Freaky ass Tipster. I completely agree. Freaky ass Tipster. What a loser. So then, oh, I didn't read the... Nick also tweets, Keffals regretted rebuilding the bridge with Destiny 11/8 to 2023. So, dude, Nick is like providing us with the Keffal tent. Keffals says Destiny is defending genocide. Cherry says, do you regret fixing that bridge? Then Keffals says, he is pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. Yes, I do. Okay, just an FYI, I do not support Israel, and I also don't support Hamas. Okay, I'm Jewish. Don't support either of those people. Just an FYI. Or either of those groups. Don't support it. Then Cherry says, Zan told me about that today. Jesus fucking Christ. Then Keffals says, he's a gross person, and I hurt so many connections trying to fix that bridge. Well, you also, like, Keffals also says that, like, she burnt so many bridges by still being friends with Vosh. So, like, Keffals, I don't believe you. I do not believe you. Then Nick tweets, this is a thread compiling the leaks that I have already released. There are more. Now story time. I nearly blew the cover of the leaker back in November. On 12/17/2023, I told Chud Logic about these screenshots. Some of these were the ones White Nervosa threatened to delete Xander Hall's website over. Ooh, I remember covering that drama. Leadfoot says, Leigha being centrist confirmed. Um, I don't think I'm a centrist. I could possibly be a centrist. Possibly. I don't know. I'm definitely not conservative. Well, okay, I'm not alt-right. I'm not conservative. I'm more libertarian. I'm a libertarian. I have a tendency to lean towards the left and the right, so I would say middle of the road. Is that what centrist is? Did I did I literally find out that I'm a centrist? Oh my god. Did I literally find that out? Oh my god. God. Am I a centrist? Am I a drama? Am I the drama? I'm a centrist, guys. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? I'm such a bimbo. I'm such a bimbo. I didn't even know what centrist is. Oh my god. I'm such a loser. Oh my god. I'm taking L moment after L moment on this live stream. Tomatoes in the chat for me because I didn't know. I didn't know what centrist is. Jesus. Am I the drama? Yes. Am I the centrist? You're not a loser or a bimbo. Thank you. I appreciate it. I guess I'm a centrist, guys. Okay. So anyways, I remember covering that. So on 12/20/2023, Chud Logic said Chud said way too much drama on stream, LMAO, and almost blew the leaker's cover. Tipster's personal group chat suspects Cherry has flipped on Keffals. They ultimately chose not to heed warning and let us collect for half of a year. Ooh, wow. Nick is like on point. I like this. Dude, fucking Nicholas Diorio did checkmate on Keffals and Tipster yesterday. He said, checkmate, motherfuckers. Checkmate, motherfuckers.
Is this image lolly? And if so, why?
Checkmate, motherfucker, Tipster. Okay, so Nick says, Zan's editor sent me a bunch of shit and is going to go nuclear on Keffals. Chud says, holy shit, no way, let's go, more content. And can I say anything about it? I will keep your name secret. Nick says, don't say who just yet. I can't verify it's real and they may get cold feet. And also don't show obviously, but take a look when you have time. And this was December of 2023, right? This is another chat. Chud says, ha ha ha, absolute banger. Also, I may have said a little too much about the Cherry thing. Apologies if you get any blowback. Blowback. Oh my God. I didn't mention your name. Nicholas says, too late, LMAO, haha. Then Chud says, just said I heard a rumor and that there may be a leak. Nick says, Cherry heard and had a good panic. Then Chud says, LMFAO, sorry, man. Normally I'm more discreet than that. Then Nick sends a screenshot. I can't see the screenshot. It's Tipster saying, I don't know. Tipster is saying something. And then somebody else in the chat says, I've linked the video. Basically, Chud Logic says that people have told him Cherry wants to release her DMs with Keffals and wants okay, I can't read it. I'm not going to read that. It's too small. That's what she said. Then Chud says, I was desperate for the drama. Oh, okay, so this is the close up. So, oh, it's what? 7? What? Oh, that's funny. Tipster says her. Then Seven says, I linked a video. Basically, Chud Logic says that people have told him Cherry wants to release her DMs with Keffals, warts and all, and that she says she has some kind of nuke to drop. Chud isn't liked here, but I've never known him to lie and or repeat things. He did not hear from someone close to the source. He actually said he wasn't sure if Cherry had already said it on Twitter and he just hadn't seen it back or seen it because she hasn't blocked. Seven is being messy. I don't like Seven. I want to know that I can trust Leigha. What's up, Nathan? Nathan says, "Can you get Lio in the chat, please?" No. I don't talk to Lio. What do you want? If you want to talk to Lio, go to his Discord and reach out to him on his channel. There, I have no contact with Lio. Deep Sea Monster says, and I think you think Lio's going to tell you to trust Leigha. Why don't you do your own investigation instead of trusting Lio? Nathan says, I'm 15. I can't join Discord. Okay, well, if you're 15, I do not talk to minors. Bye. Banned. Sorry, you're 15. You can go away. Okay. Any of these screenshots, guys, I do not talk to minors. I do not talk to minors. No. I only talk to people above the age of 18. Okay. Anyways, any of these screenshots that predate, oh my God, I'm such a loser. Predate 12/22 were initially going to be included in Xander Hall's Keffals video. At some point between contacting me and notifying Xander Hall, Cherry got cold feet. Understandable. White Nervosa's Zan website host threatened to drop him. Response here showcases the newest piece of evidence that this entire community protects degenerate behavior. They imply heavily they saw the messages above and downplayed them 6 months before the rest of us would see. So this is White Nervosa. Xander Hall tried to get permission. Okay, I think I've already gone over these. So I'm going to skip this. Then Nick says, to the one person on Kiwi Farms asking for more leaks now, this is the most Keffals stuff. I meant Tipster stuff. I want to watch him squirm a little, knowing he redact.dev all of his DMs with Cherry this morning. Kind of wanted to see if he jumps out ahead. So Tipster has a habit of doing things, right? When Tipster burns the bridge with you, he will redact.gov or dev his DMs. When I burnt the bridge with Tipster and I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm distancing myself with Tipster. I started seeing the grift. I wasn't okay with that. The immediate go-to was he didn't block me. He wasn't so quick to block me, but his go-to was to nuke his DMs with me. I haven't nuked my DMs with me. I haven't nuked my DMs with him, but I think it's super hilarious that there are certain goth mommies in the picture trying to use my DMs with Tipster as an own against me, right? Tipster nuked his DMs with me. So Tipster, you're on an uneven playing field. And if I find out you leak DMs, it's gonna be World War III for you, Tipster. I haven't leaked any of our DMs, but if I find out you leak DMs to goth mommies, World War III, buddy. World War III. I will fucking go bear Jew on your ass. I will go bear Jew on your ass, Tipster. Let me find out you leaked the DMs. Even when you redact.dov or get dev, redact.dev your responses, your half of the DMs. I swear to God, if you did it, I will go bear you. I will be so fucking pissed. Because I've never leaked anything of tipsters. Although I burnt the bridge, I did not leak anything of tipsters. Have not and will not leak anything of tipsters. But let me find out. Bear Jew. So Bear Jew is like lore within my chat and within the commentary community. Folks in the commentary community like to call me the Bear Jew because my favorite movie is Inglorious Bastards, and I like the Jewish guy that beat up Nazis with a bat. So people call me Bear Jew. Also, there was some drama that happened almost a few months ago, and I started a-logging somebody, and I really shut someone's arguments down, especially when they were being crazy, and people started calling me Bear Jew. So when I get really, 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 really mad, like not even Lio has seen me this mad. When I get super mad, I turn into the Bear Jew, and tipster don't want to see the Bear Jew. Okay, we already went through that. Oh, there's this little fun thing that that Given Ant posted. He posted a GIF, so it's hilarious, super funny. Liked it. There is also there's also this one. So this thread specifically really outlines what Keffals did. And after this thread, we will go over the video, the Mudahar video. Okay, guys? I just want to get through all the tweets first. So Star tweets, I don't Sun Cult Priestess. I don't even know how to say their freaking name. I'm gonna say Staroxvia. I have no idea how to say their name. Oh my God. No idea. They will just be called Star. Okay? Star. Sun Cult Priestess. Oh my God. I can't get over their name. I can't get over it. Star, the Sun Cult Priestess, tweets, below, I will prove 1, Keffals misled donors and spent the 100K dishonestly. 2, her legal case with Human Rights with Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario is dead, and Keffals has been lying about the status to avoid questions related to the money. So we already went through this screenshot. Again, Keffals says, if anyone ever finds out how I spent the GoFundMe, I'm definitely getting canceled. Lol. The fact that they're saying lol is just like, whoa. Then Star, Sun Cult Priestess. I gotta say it like that. Which Sun Cult? Come on, be more specific. Yeah, they could be more specific. Star, the Sun Cult Priestess. I'm gonna call them that. I'll call them that. I've been investigating Keffals' GoFundMe for a long time, and now that I have a few pieces of evidence or public knowledge, I can share what I have found. TLDR, the above screenshot is real, and the legal case of the GoFundMe was supposed to go towards likely isn't happening. Strap in. This is a doozy. Are you guys strapped in? Star, the Sun Cult Priestess, is telling us to strap in. Strap in, guys. We are in for a ride. Oh my God, what's wrong with my mouse? Okay. Star says, first, what exactly did she say would spend the GoFundMe on? According to the GoFundMe description, $20K for recouping losses and moving to a safe location, and the remaining $80K for a legal fund. It's important to take this at face value since it's what she's saying directly to people donating. Okay. So let's look at it. This is a screenshot of the GoFundMe, 10,000, 20,000 was the goal. If the goal is met, I will have raised enough money to recoup my losses and move immediately to a safe location. And if the goal is exceeded, funds will be allocated to the legal fund to protect myself against ongoing and the future threats to my safety. And then update, the original moving goal was met, but the hotel I was staying at while looking for a new place I live was doxxed. Now I'm in hiding. I'm keeping the GoFundMe up, but all of the donations are going directly to my legal fund, which will be used to seek justice. So they switched. They said that they were going to use it for moving, and then they changed their mind and said it was going to the legal fund. Okay? Then what is Vader? Vader's dreaming right now. He's making noises as he's dreaming. It's distracting me. I'm sorry, guys. Vader likes to lay in front of the fan, and like when he lays right in front of the fan, he gets cold and he like gets knocked out. He will go into a deep sleep, and right now he's in a deep sleep. It's funny. Anyways, on Twitter, Keffals has been less clear about how money was allocated, but here is one to figure I want to call attention to. This is shortly after the GoFundMe launched, and she gives a lower estimate of the $60K for the trial, and that most of the GoFundMe is going towards the legal fees. So this is the archive. So there's the archive. A 3-day civil trial in Canada is $60K. The vast majority of money I raised is going to pay lawyers, and the rest to move and pay me and my staff because I can't work until I am safe. Making a trauma victim explain this a week after it happened is fucked up. So dramatic. Oh my God, Keffals, you are so dramatic. What a drama queen. Right? So then, Star, the sun cult priestess, says she also reiterates that the non-legal portion of the fund is going towards moving and recouping her losses. But in my investigations, oh my God, you guys, hold on. I have to take a sip of water. I'd hate to see Vader's dark side. Gotta be pain to clean. So Vader, I don't mean to get on a side topic. Vader's an attack dog. Vader and Otan are attack dogs. They're guard dogs. Vader is known because we go and compete our dogs. Vader's retired now. But whenever we go to competitions, Vader was always known for knocking down the decoy. So Vader would run down the field. Like whenever we would send Vader to an attack towards the decoy, Vader would run down the field like a fucking freight train and like knock the decoy down to the ground and start biting him. So whenever I walk Vader around, people are always like, "Oh my God, it's the freight train." He's so funny. Okay, anyways, let's continue. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I like talking about Vader. I'm so sorry, guys. So let's listen to this clip. Hold on.
I eventually got my stuff back in like 3 days and got an apology from the chief of police.
That's nice.
So, yeah, that was really nice. Not nice how they responded to the situation, but I'll take it. I eventually got my stuff back in like 3 days and got an.
So then it's added. They're Belgian Malinois. Then it's added. This corroborated by the property bag shown in the CBC story about Keffals swatting, the label of which clearly shows that Keffals' desktop tower was returned to her on August 8th, which was before Keffals launched her GoFundMe on August 9th. So she clearly returned, like the desktop was clearly returned to her the day prior to the GoFundMe. So she had her stuff already. That's hilarious. This is the property bag. And it says computer tower. So there you go. There you go. Additionally, a former editor of Keffals shared with me a copy of financials from May. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Additionally, a former editor of Keffals shared with me a copy of Keffals financials from May 2022 to July 2023. In it, we can clearly see that in August of 2022, Keffals earned over $13K, which is actually higher than the surrounding months. So they earned money. May revenue, 8,000. June revenue, 11,000. July, 11. August, 13. September, 12. So pretty good revenue earnings. It is so interesting. To reiterate, Keffals did not have any losses to recuperate. She wouldn't see a decline in revenue until 03/2023 after she went to rehab because she wasn't making content. She was not making content at all. Keffals also very likely not to use the 20K to relocate to Ireland and instead paid at least the significant portion out of pocket. So let's see. They said March. Yeah. So you do see that September revenue is 20K, right? 8K, 6K, then 12K. Oh, oops, I misspoke right there. I said 20K. I meant to say 12. 8K, 6K, 12. 8K again, 10, 5K. So 5K was a low income, right? March revenue was 4,000. So March was even lower. And that's when she went to rehab. April, 5. So while she's still in rehab, she's still earning income too. June, 4. July, 7. Going back up, right? Crazy. By 9/4/2022, Keffals established enough in Ireland for the publications to write about it. The next day, she would have an infamous convo with Ryder where when asked if she had used the GoFundMe funds for a PI, strongly implied that she didn't spend any of it yet. So, okay. Winter, I don't know how much money you think I make, but I was going to make 6 figures this year before the GoFundMe happened. So she already had the idea that she was going to make 6 figures, right? Already had the idea. That wasn't the question. Quit flexing on minorities, Whitney. Then Keffals says, I didn't mean to. Sorry. You brought up money for some reason. Then Winter says, did you pay for the PI or private investigator out of the GoFundMe money? Then Keffals says, no, the GoFundMe money is in savings until I need to use it. So she did put it in savings as of 9/4/2022. In this exchange, you can see how she could afford this and was going on track to make 6 figures in 2022, which corroborated by her financials from earlier. This also adds context that context, that was up to the point. Um, she never mentioned she was fucking rich, or at least was at the same time. This adds gravity to the situation given that trans people are forced to beg for scraps online. So, an already wealthy woman using a GoFundMe for an important cause instead of using it to double down on her income isn't just evil, it's an insult to every trans person struggling to survive. It's ungrateful, definitely. Just before I get away from myself, here's a link to the original exchange with Winter, to which it shows it occurred on September 5th. I hate the Twitter character count. Okay, so I'm not going to click that. I it's just showing. Well, I don't know. It's Odyssey. Dare we? No, it's blurry. Like, this is fucking blurry. No, this is like 2 minutes long. I'm just gonna skip over this, guys. If you guys, I'm gonna link the Twitter thread. If you guys want to go see it, go look at it. Okay. Let me link it to you guys. Go look at the Odyssey video, but I'm not gonna go over that video. It's too blurry. Anyways, while it seems that Keffals didn't need the GoFundMe to go to Ireland, she wouldn't settle down until October. This brings us to the screenshot taken by former editor for Keffals on 11/30/2022, where Keffals says all of the GoFundMe money had either been spent or embarked. We already saw this screenshot. We already went through it, so I'm going to skip it. Keffals, just in 4 months, potentially just 2 months, if it really hadn't been touched by September, blew through 100K on traveling, not moving, furniture, friends, new streaming gear. That's what she did not need, or on streaming gear that she did not need, since she got her devices back after 3 days and close. Okay, that's the date modified. It's the metadata. Okay, I need another sip of water. My throat's getting dry. Sorry, guys. Whew, I'm parched. I need some water. Okay. The rest was for a year of rent and therapy, neither of which was outlined by the GoFundMe. I can even tell you how much she spent on rent. She would later tweet on her private that her rent during the time was $2,400 a month, which is 28.8K she had allocated. And then Keffals, I don't even know why you're tweeting this. Like, Jesus. I love living in Ireland so much. I can barely understand what people are saying, but it's so pretty. My rent has gone from $2,400 a month to $400, so I'm building some savings. I'm saving up to buy a house, which is not in a sentence I have ever previously stated, because that was not possible. So then, Star, the Sun Cult Priestess, also tweets. And for clarity, yes, she says her rent in Ireland is $400 a month, but she would not move to Ireland until June of 2023 when her visa was approved. Before then, she was living in Canada, which she allocated a year of rent at 20 or 2.4K a month. Got it? Got it. Okay. So then there's the screenshot. Keffals says, my visa just got approved. I'm moving to Ireland this month. Then she says, then somebody says, I thought you were coming to Belfast. Then Keffals says, I said Northern Ireland. Last time the Republicans got mad at me and used the Republic flag. This time the loyalists get mad at me. I'm going to keep things on an equal footing. Migs, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it, Migs. Migs super stickered me and put yum. Thank you. I really appreciate the super sticker. W. Yum super sticker. What are you guys saying in chat? Hydrate. Don't yeah, hydrate. Totally. Totally, Ma. Bugatti says, I don't understand what her plan was with the GoFundMe money. Like she admits so much. It feels like she wanted to be caught. I I don't know. I think what happened was maybe she did want to be caught. Like that could be speculative, or it could be speculated on that maybe she did want to be caught. Sometimes people let their mouth get the best of them and they try and lie, but their mouth eventually comes out with the truth because it's hard for them to cover their lies, right? So then this person also treats, remember, she said that reiterated that most, or she said and reiterated that most of the GoFundMe would go towards the legal case and the case that oh my God, towards a legal case that a civil case, which still has not happened, would cost a minimum of $60K for 3 days. And yet by the end of 2022, the money she said was for the legal fund was gone or allocated elsewhere. This means that none of the 100K spent on any of what she said it did, which brings us to my second point after her legal case with the HRTO. Again, Migs, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you. HRTO, that isn't going anywhere. Buckle up, fuckers, because we're only halfway done. Oh my God, this is a long ass thread. As I followed the progression of Keffals' legal case and her public and private plans consistently shifted and often didn't align as a result of nailing down robust timeline of what she was saying publicly and privately regarding her legal case provided convoluted and unhelpful. Then they add, so I will also give her the benefit of the doubt and assume her most recent plans to complaint filed with the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario on April 10th, 2023. Remember that date because it's important and are consistent with initial GoFundMe legal case. So then this is the April 10th, 2023 case. And then this is the pleading that she's going over. Her own pleading. Her video wasn't uploaded until May, but various press outlets announced it around April 21st using a press kit Keffals put together. Almost all of them, including a clause like this, saying where there was no information as when the claim would be heard. Miss Sorrenti, by the way, she's not a real Italian, by the way, guys. She's not a real Italian, and I just have to outline that. Okay? Not real. Miss Sorrenti, very beautiful Italian last name. My last name is Sapienti, but her last name is Sorrenti, right? Beautiful last name, beautiful Italian last name. Not real. Not real. Fake. Not real. Fake. Not real. Miss Sorrenti. So offended. Miss Sorrenti is concerned not only for herself, but for all transgendered individuals who may interface with LPS or who may be experiencing or have or will experience the same or similar discriminatory treatment. Miss Sorrenti believes that many transgendered individuals are not able to stand up to LPS for discrimination for fear of reprisal and because of already overwhelming stress and anxiety felt as a result of the mistreatment by LPS. No information available concerning when the claim will be heard. A London police spokesperson declined to comment on the complaint. Okay. Then It's added, thankfully, the process for filing a claim was publicly available. Once the HRTO receives an application, the application receives a letter either informing them that the app needs work or it's good and has been sent to the other party, the London police. So then this is the HRTO explaining what happens, the process after. Every time they mention LPS in that document, I just imagine the early 200s little girl pet shops. I can't help it. Yeah, I do agree. I love Littlest Pet Shops. It's my favorite toy. W. But I do get the connection. It's super funny. You can tell names. I don't know anything about Italian culture or names, so I wouldn't have picked that up. Anything ending with a vowel is an Italian last name. Just assume that. Anything ending in a vowel is Italian. Once your application has been received by HRTO, you will receive a letter that includes your HRTO file number. The HRTO will review your application to determine. So this is just like a formality. This is setting background that the Sun Cult Priestess is showing us. After some back and forth, the parties would convene before the HRTO to mediate and try and reach a settlement. Failure to do that will result into or will then lead to a hearing. So it's a lot like civil litigation cases in the United States. You know, when somebody goes and again, I'm not an attorney. I am just a paralegal. Please don't take what I'm about to say as legal advice. It is not. It is my personal opinion. But what happens normally in the United States with civil litigation lawsuits is that a petition or a petition is filed, right? The people respond, and then what happens is a mediation will occur, and if there's no mediation, then it leads to trial. Okay. Lots of people don't like civil litigations to go to trial because civil litigation, when a civil litigation lawsuit leads to trial, it sometimes gets lengthy, and then your lawyer will charge you. So yeah. And then there's discovery. So you could be potentially opening yourself up to smoking gun evidence that could possibly be presented against you. So lots of people do not like to go towards a trial. Sometimes they try and stress a settlement. After some back and forth, the parties can... Oh, okay, I already read this. Mediation. Unfortunately, Keffals, the HRTO, sets a deadline of a year after the initial filing for a hearing should occur. Keffals' application was filed on April 10th, 2023. The deadline for a hearing was a month ago. There is no evidence of a hearing. So she missed the deadline. She missed her filing date. And I don't know if she would be able to... I don't know if Keffals' attorneys would be able to argue an extension, but I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not familiar with Canada law or international law, so don't know. We haven't heard anything about mediation. We haven't gotten confirmation that her application was accepted. We haven't heard about the letter she was supposed to receive right away, and all of these things are long past due. I will now catalog everything I have heard. The next we could hear about the HRTO case was in October 2023 when the London police concluded that an investigation into a sexual assault allegation Keffals made on her application, and notably that the London police were made aware of the allegation through the media, not the HRTO. Oof, Keffals, that isn't good. Yeah, it definitely does not look that good on Keffals' end. What are you guys saying in the chat? Every time, oh, okay, I already read that. I'm baffled and astounded that Keffals thought she could get away with this, knowing that people she runs with and how the internet works. I agree. Okay. So, they were made aware of the allegation through media, not the HRTO. Sorrenti, 29, okay, I'm just going to read what's highlighted just for the sake of time. London police learned about the sexual assault allegation from the media report on April 23 and notified Ontario's police watchdog. The special investigations unit, according to report Deputy Chief Paul Bastine, I'm going to say Bastine, will present Thursday. The investigation itself is irrelevant. Personally, I'm always skeptical of an internal police investigation anyways, which is relevant. What's relevant is when reporting on the investigation end, the London Free Press reached out to Keffals' lawyer for comment and got this. Lawyer Justine Anisman, who was representing Sorrenti in the human rights case, declined to comment on the internal London police and SIU investigations. We are unable to comment other than to say that we will continue to be seeking justice before the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal, Anisman said in a statement. When given perfect opportunity to update the public on proceedings of which her lawyer gives us the indication that the case had progressed at all, and not even so much as confirmation that the application was accepted, despite the fact that it definitely should have been by now. Yeah, I agree. The next time she talked about it would be February 5th of 2024, where she said this: while this may seem like this case has progressed, take note of two things. One, she claims that the process could take a minimum of 2 years. However, we know this isn't true, so it doesn't take 2 years. And two, she's being vague. We all know for a fact it takes 1 year. Okay, she failed the deadline. It's like, I guess I'm assuming. I'm not familiar with Canadian law because I don't have my degree in Canadian law. Whatever. I mean, in the United States, your attorney would have to file an extension. But let's continue. Keffals tweets, papers have been processed, and we are awaiting dates to appear in the tribunal. I'm told this could take a minimum of 2 years at best and 6 years at worst, depending on if it gets escalated to a higher judicial body. Okay. And she's quote tweeting Willie Mack, by the way. She hasn't said the HRTO accepted her application. For an example, merely that papers have been processed. Even more suspiciously, she deleted this tweet within 7 minutes of posting it. Please exclude my chicken scratch math with screenshots to prove this. So deleted. So it was for sure deleted, for sure. My best guess is someone told her it was a bad idea to publicly lie about this, which brings us to the third time she talked about it. Oh, wait, that's the last time she ever said of it. At least the last time I managed to catch. Remember, the deadline for the hearing was a month ago. Hey, Kumo. So it was a month ago. She missed the deadline a month ago. Zimby Cat, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Ma says, even if Keffals failed to meet the deadline, she should have kept the public up to date on an extension. I agree. It's definitely a negligence on her end for not updating people. And if she ever wants to wonder why she's being canceled right now, well, it's because you failed to update people on your situation. You could have been, you were vague posting. You could have been more clearer. You could have been more transparent, and she wasn't, and that's her fault. John Williams says, we investigated ourselves and we found we did nothing wrong. 99% of the result of a self-investigation. Yeah, you know, I don't specifically believe in self-investigations either. It definitely has a bias when you do self-investigations. My company, the company that I work for, managers are not allowed to have these like self-investigations. And in fact, a manager was previously fired. It was like years ago, was previously fired for conducting his own investigation without HR knowledge. So yeah, the self-investigations are a no bueno, bad idea. You do not want to do that. Even as a YouTuber, you don't want to do like this self-investigation of your own allegations. Just prove your innocence and that's it. Don't try and fucking investigate because you're going to muddy the waters. Also remember, by now she has already long since spent the money allocated for the legal case, and her financials and frequent absences from streaming since going to rehab make it extremely unlikely she could afford to pay a case out of pocket anymore. Altogether, the evidence was very strongly indicates that her case with the HRTO died a long time ago, and she is yet to continue stringing, or she is, oh my God, what is wrong with me? I can't read today. And yet she has continued stringing everyone along, probably in hopes of starving off getting canceled, as she was clearly aware at the risk of this is unacceptable. To reiterate, Keffals lied, so this is factual. Keffals lied about spending $20K on moving and recouping cost. Keffals lied about putting the remaining $80K into a legal fund, and Keffals is lying about the status of their case. To this very day, to keep people from asking questions about what she did with the money. Whew! That was a long read, guys. Thank you for being patient. So let's get into the. Why is YouTube so slow these days? Let's get into the Muda's video. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that took forever. And I started having word vomit. I did it. I know, I did it. Okay, let's get started. I think it's loud enough for you guys. Let me put it at 1.75. Okay, guys? Or 1.5. Oh my God, dead air.
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and today's video is one that required quite a fair bit of research, and it's one that I should have released a few weeks ago. It's a video that might be one of my most controversial videos, but one that required looking back years upon years of internet history to come to an actual conclusion of one of the most dangerous people on the web, an international transgender activist that some of you all may know as Keffals. Now, Keffals is not necessarily a popular activist. They're an online transgender activist known for fighting against the controversial website Kiwi Farms. Her campaign saw mainstream attention after a highly publicized swatting, where she alleged mistreatment by the Canadian Police Services. The online harassment escalated until she was forced to flee her home country to escape. With the media and an entire community backing her, she raised over $100,000 on GoFundMe to recoup her losses and pursue legal action against law enforcement. This is a story the public heard all the way up in 2022. Turns out her entire career and almost everything she said is a lie. Join me as I take you down a journey that involves SWAT teams, misgendering, do-it-yourself hormones, cat boys, and a scam many have tried to expose, yet for some reason almost no one is talking about. Before we get into the real meat and potatoes, I should
I like how Muda said cowboys right there.
probably explain a bit more about who Keffals is. Her name is Clara Sorrento.
I also think she's losing subscribers, guys. Let's see how many subscribers she's lost. Keffals. Social. Blade. She has lost 300 subscribers. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she's lost 300 subscribers. So not that big of a dip, but she did lose.
First rose to prominence in a community of a
Or she's starting to lose subscribers. Oh, I'll just add that. Remember when Muda was just a gaming guy? The good old non-drama YouTube days. Yeah, I used to watch Mudahar when he would do the dark web videos. I used to watch him.
another left-wing.
I mean, I still watch him nowadays, so I'm subscribed to his channel, but I really liked his dark web videos.
Streamer named Bosch, garnering a following by posting memes on Twitter. With this notoriety, she began streaming video games on Twitch in March of 2020. Her focus shifted to politics later that year after a wave of anti-trans legislation swept through the United States. She went on to raise $200,000 for a campaign for Southern equality to protect trans youth. By the end of the year, her Twitter surpassed 10,000 followers, and while most were on board with the activist, others grew very critical.
Do we care about her background? I don't care about her background, so I'm going to skip it. I don't care. We all know the lore. We know the lore. Actually, you know what? We'll just play it from here.
Insane shit.
To this day, there has never been any evidence or even an allegation made towards Destiny about this. She walked it back shortly after, which shows just how callous she is towards claims of such a serious nature. But because he was deplatformed, she was able to further a false narrative to her chat as well as tens of thousands of people on Twitter. They all either assumed she was being honest or didn't care she was slandering him because they had already disliked Destiny. In retrospect, her behavior paints a clear picture of how she would conduct herself in the future. It wasn't long into this drama that Keffals got noticed by the site Kiwi Farms, who started a thread about her on March 26, 2022. Clara quickly tried to guilt Destiny by association, claiming he used the forum and was even friends with the owner. And what was the reasoning? Well, because apparently he has an account is because he was a target on the site since 2017 with his own board. All his posts are arguing with trolls in his own thread. He was also never friends with Null, who is the owner of Kiwi Farms.
I didn't even think Destiny was friends with the Kiwi farmers. I didn't think so. Mono, why did you retract your message? When you retract messages, that's when I start to notice them. What did you retract? I want to know your secret. John Williams says, I know Keffals' backstory more than my own. That's funny. Yes, I watched them back in college. LOL. Kind of knew that Keffals was kind of shady when she did Hogwarts Legacy, and every time she died, she said a slur. Are you serious? And she got onto other people for doing something like that. Oh my God. What a hypocritical move. I remove mine just so I can fix typos. Oh, okay. I guess so. Yeah.
Farms. He has also gone on record to wish him death several times. Null, by the
Also, hello, Fire. Hello. Welcome. I accidentally removed it. It was basically about how I used to watch Muda back in 2013. Cool. You watched Muda back then. That's so cool. It's okay. You're totally fine, Mono. I always troll. I always pick on people that retract messages. Like there was somebody that used to exist in my chat. They're not around anymore. And maybe I drove them away, but with this, but they used to retract messages all the time. And I used to be like, I want to know your secret. So yeah, sorry.
The way, wishing death on Destiny.
You can delete messages. Yes, you can delete your own messages.
And this is while he's out, I guess, and it's just like he's super gross. And sometimes he says things which are funny or agreeable, and it's like, I wish I could like you, bro, but you're creepy and gross and weird, and your brain's all up, and your shit's all and you talk like a so we can't be friends. And I kind of think the world would be better off with you.
Clara knew this, but intentionally spread a lie that they met 10 years ago on the game StarCraft. When confronted, she admitted, I know, I wanted him to respond to the accusation, it was bait. At this point, I should probably take some time to explain
I can't believe she just flat out lies like this. Like this tells me you cannot believe once you catch these people in lies, like Leigha and Keffals, once you catch them in lies and stupid, silly lies, that's the tell-all right there.
I hunt pedophiles. One thing I don't do it is lie.
I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, guys.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
You're lying. You are a liar. Liar, Keffals. You're lying.
exactly what Kiwi Farms is. Kiwi Farms is an online website dedicated to discussing internet figures. Okay, you probably heard about internet lolgals, people like Chris Chan, Boogie2988, or Daniel Larson, who has his own legal problems of late. The website's composed of various threads where users effectively congregate to document and follow individuals with a negative lens, okay? Now, we have to acknowledge that Kiwi Farms does allow doxing.
Yeah, Moss says, I can't believe the self-confidence some people have just to lie with their chest out and we can see their lying tracks. Yeah, totally true. I hunt pedophiles.
I hunt pedophiles.
He's so dumb. Lion, Keffals, lion.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
You're liars.
Okay, on the site, it's permitted to post the personal information of anybody being discussed, including full names, phone numbers, home addresses, hell, even blood type if you can find it, and most other forms of personally identifiable information. It's also a site where anything goes, okay? It's like the Wild West of the internet. You ever try to look up me on some of these threads, you'll probably find Indian and poo in the loo and crazy stuff all day, every day. Kiwi Farms was made back in 2013 by Joshua Connor Moon, also online known as Null. The original purpose of the site was to document internet figure Chris Chan. After they covered Chris Chan initially, it started to change itself and rebrand into a general purpose online gossip wiki, so to speak, where they started to cover various individuals like Darkside Phil, Boogie, Wings of Redemption, who all actually have threads. And the site does have a propensity to make threads about transgender individuals. Anti-trans sentiment is banned on a lot of major platforms, and as a result, the site has become a place for those opinions to effectively congregate. Now again, I want to start off by saying I don't endorse or support that behavior. In fact, I outright condemn it, all right? There's no reason to have any form of hate on the internet. That being said, all right, whatever goes on the site does fall under free speech and is entirely legal, okay? It's somewhat of a misnomer online that apparently doxing somebody is against the law. It is against the law to hack someone's account and breach their privacy to obtain their personal information, but that behavior...
So I don't think doxing is against the law. I never thought it was against the law. But for YouTube creators to go around and dox people as if it's nothing, that's life ruination, and you probably shouldn't have a platform. But I don't believe in deplatforming. Do not believe in deplatforming. I just think it's life ruination, and you deserve to be laughed at. I don't like YouTube creators that their immediate go-to is doxing. That's why I don't like Lio. That's why I don't like him.
Behavior is not encouraged by the site, and of course that behavior is punishable by law. But technically, it is not against the law to post someone's address against their will. As shitty as that sounds, most controversial internet figures have threads on this site, where they not only document their personal information, but they collect any piece of content, tweets, and documents that they post online. So early on, Clara blamed the thread's creation.
I had the idea that you only get on Kiwi Farms if you're like a locale or you like scam your audience. So like Keffals for sure like scam their audience. So it would make sense that they're on the thread.
On Destiny saying,
I don't think they specifically target trans people. Like there have been times where I've been mentioned on Kiwi Farms, and when I have been mentioned, like no one talks about my voice or anything. So, and every time I look at Kiwi Farms, like these people kind of seem sane. They don't seem insane. They're not like, oh my God. Yeah. They're not like super unhinged people. They're just A-loggers. I don't have issues with people on Kiwi Farms.
He was the reason they found out about her.
Or I don't have an issue with Kiwi Farms in general. Like if people want to A-log, people want to A-log. They should have a place. They should have a centralized place for people to A-log. That's it. Like Tipster has a thread.
Later, she admitted it was her constant instigating that actually caught their attention.
How did the Kiwi Farm stuff even start? They noticed me because I started doing Twitter ratios. And they went from getting mad about Twitter ratios to digging up every single thing in the last 28 years of my life, looking for more reasons to be mad at me.
Again, hypocrisy and misstatements are going to be rife in this video. After Destiny got banned from...
I also thought like the way that Keffals just immediately jumped on the defense when it came to Kiwi Farms, all because they had a thread, was just like a horrible way to go too. Like you shouldn't be like, oh my God, these people are transphobic. Let's take down the website, all because there's a thread about me. It's like, calm your titties. Calm down. You're freaking out. Stop it. You're being dramatic.
From Twitch, the owner of Kiwi Farms discussed their feud on their podcast. The episode was streamed live on March 25th. Clara reacted on Twitter, calling him the final boss of transphobes, and proclaiming she wouldn't back down. I have done nothing wrong, nor will I be going anywhere. Her thread was created the next day, racking up page after page scrutinizing her early life and online history. That included rumors of embezzling funds from her local Communist Party chapter for opiates, and a supposed Discord server called the Catboy Ranch. It was posted.
This takes me back to Flamenco when he's like, allegations are evidence, because Flam completely believed this thread, but there were gaps in the thread, so that's why people put extra doubt on it. I remember this.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
Alongside her and her family's personal information, which understandably made her very upset. Clara spoke out about this, which led many people who'd been similarly targeted to join her in solidarity. This began what eventually became #DropKiwiFarms. #DropKiwiFarms was a movement.
Leadfoot says it should be noted that Kiwi Farms did not dox Keffals. It was a separate website. Yeah, you're right. Did I say Kiwi Farms dox Keffals? I don't think they did. I don't even think there was a thread about her. Am I wrong? Was there a thread about her? I might be wrong. I don't know. But yes, it was a different website. That's for sure. Yes, it was a different website for sure.
To get the site.
So she even attacked the wrong website. That's how dumb she is.
Taken off the internet. They specifically went after service providers like Cloudflare, who provided DDoS protection and mitigation services. They argued Kiwi Farms was a stalking and harassment site that bullied people into
there is a thread on her. Okay.
taking their own lives. However, this largely picked up after her story received widespread mainstream coverage. For a while, her focus stayed on trying to bludgeon Destiny with their reputation. On July 18th, Keffals announced a tell-all about Destiny's association with the site. This backfired because her thumbnail used a picture of Destiny's face, violating Twitch's policy on banned streamers. Her channel got banned before she could even start, forcing her to...
I think that's hilarious. Her freaking manifesto stream on Destiny got her banned because she used Destiny's face in the thumbnail. What a freaking loser.
Stream on YouTube.
I don't know. Like, Keffals comes off to me, like, I know she's like super anti-Semitic. I don't even like her because like when it came to like the Ethan Klein Vosh drama, Keffals was more than happy to fire up a live stream and say all this anti-Semitic stuff towards Ethan and Gila, right? And Tipster was more than happy to sit right next to her and let her spew this anti-Semitic rhetoric, all in the name of seething. And I was really pissed off about that. So I do not like Keffals. She's for sure anti-Semitic and I don't like it, right? But that's besides the point. She is so fucking dumb. She went around bragging that she took down Kiwi Farm. She still does it to this day. Like, her audience believes that she took down Kiwi Farms. And it's like, bro, it's still up. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Instead, the attention only incentivized Kiwi Farms to keep prodding, and a week later, she fell victim to an attempted swatting.
Keffals getting banned from Twitch was karma, totally.
The incident has made public on the 9th of August in a video titled, "My Life is in Danger, I Need Your Help." Clara explained that 4 days earlier, on August 5th, she woke up to police services pointing an assault rifle at her face.
On August 5th, I was woken up by London Police Services pointing an assault rifle in my face.
A letter had been emailed to every city council member in London, Ontario, threatening a mass. Clara was arrested, booked, and held in custody for 11 hours. They searched her apartment and confiscated several devices. They allegedly misgendered her and even booked her under her dead name. If you're
Yeah, Tipster associates with an e-girl who flat out said the N-word multiple times on a live stream. Yes, that's AP over 9K. And, oh my God, he still talks to her to this day. He still talks to her. Like, the last time I had talked to Tipster, like a few months, I think it was like a few months before I disavowed him, he mentioned that they would briefly talk. They still talk behind the scenes. He still talks to her.
Aware, dead naming refers to using a prior name for a trans person generally associated with the gender they were assigned at birth. This worsened an already traumatic experience she considered a hate crime. The video was posted.
Yeah, she did make her kid say it.
Alongside a GoFundMe with the stated intent of helping Clara recoup her losses, move immediately, and build a legal fund to protect her rights. It received widespread media attention, bringing in over $100,000 in donations. Even with their support, however, it seemed like there was no escape. Trolls kept figuring out her location as she was forced into hiding, and her battle against Kiwi Farms continued. Even after fleeing the continent, eventually she was successful in getting the site dropped by Cloudflare, who cited an imminent threat to human life. Without their protection, Kiwi Farms became vulnerable to illegal denial of service attacks and was forced to shut down. Now this is the story that the public was led to believe. Concluding a successful campaign, Keffals reiterated,
yeah, not a hate crime. Totally agree, John.
Over and over that the site had been shut down. It only became more difficult to insist as time had gone on, given it's obviously not true. Kiwi Farms is up to this day, and by all metrics, it has way more stability than ever before. And what many of her supporters don't realize is that this is truly the beginning of the web of lies that make up this entire ordeal. Almost everything you've heard about this whole situation is a lie, and that's why I'm going to explore in depth in these next two sections. These are two very important aspects to the story to address: her portrayal of the swatting and how exactly the money was spent. When it comes to something as serious as swatting, it's important not to downplay its severity. This is a crime that's taken innocent people's lives. But curiously, her story began to change as time went on. The narrative set forth in her initial video is one of terror. Clara says on the 5th of August, she is awoken by police services pointing an assault rifle at her face. This specific detail is referenced in her video several times.
On August 5th, I was woken up by London police services pointing an assault rifle in my face at my home. When I was woken up by police officers and saw the assault rifle pointed at me, I thought I was going to die. I feel traumatized.
Her story...
I feel traumatized. Oh my God. That's so fucking dramatic. The thing is, though, is that the reason why Mutahar is able to shut down Keffals like this is because there is primary evidence of Keffals lying. This is why we see the downfall of Leigha Convoy, because there's primary evidence of Leigha being horrible, toxic, and a piece of shit behind the scenes, right? There's primary evidence of Keffals lying. She can be directly quoted, and you don't ever want to be directly quoted in a lie. That's not a good way to go. There's direct quotes of her lying, and Mutahar definitely shuts her down with this because he's showing the lies. He's showing the primary evidence. There's no speculation on whether the evidence is credible or not because it's primary evidence. Bro, you're caught. This is a video recording of said person lying. This is a voice recording of said person lying.
Then changed to an encounter in the hallway. The exact phrasing is that she went into the hallway and then saw the weapon.
The email, Sorrenti says, had given out her real address and resulted in police with guns at her doorstep and her being arrested.
When I went into the hallway and then saw that assault rifle, I screamed and I thought I was going to die.
A month later, she admitted that they didn't enter her apartment until after she was in custody.
They did not go into my apartment until after I was in custody, and they had a search warrant signed.
These next few clips are of Alex, her fiancé at the time. Alex confirms she didn't wake up with a gun in her face and reveals Clara wasn't even the one to answer the door. They spoke to Alex first, who was already awake, and gave Clara enough time to put on pajamas.
So it wasn't quite that they knocked on the door and I answered. Rather, I was getting ready for the shower, and there was a tremendous pounding. And so, yeah, someone did not wake her with a rifle pointed 3 inches from her face, but essentially as soon as she woke up...
Was I in a state of undress? I was naked, and I had to put on a pair of pajamas that was, like, on the floor before I could even go out to see the police officers.
See, the story has already morphed significantly.
See, these are, like, direct quotes of her lying and her inconsistencies. This is, like, fucking insane. This is crazy. How do you not keep your story straight? How are you so quick to lie like this? But not only be just so quick to lie, but also fucking stupid. What do I say? If you're going to lie, the very least you could do is be good at it. And Keffals is not good at it.
What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
Weasley little liar. You're lying.
From Clara waking up to guns in her face, to seeing guns in the hallway, to police never entering the apartment at all. The lack of consistency is concerning, given she was supposed to be taking legal action against them. And I mean, Keffals went so far as to compare herself to a victim of police.
John Williams says, I remember a documentary on ID about a gay couple getting jumped, and one of them was critically injured. It remains unsolved, but was charged as a hate crime. But listening to the victim stories, it was clear it was just a gang jumping. Some dudes that were in a bad neighborhood. Wow. So that's interesting. It's hard to make the claim of hate crimes. Even something that blatant, even an attack like that wasn't even constituted as a hate crime. So it's interesting how Keffals is so quick to say it's a hate crime when violence wasn't even done onto her. she was swatted.
Brutality. Every time I see another story involving an innocent black...
And look, I'm not gonna dismiss her victim. I'm not gonna invalidate her trauma or invalidate her as a victim. Although she got swatted, it's a very traumatic experience. I know. Well, I don't know, but I imagine, right? She's like still being overly dramatic and constituting it as a hate crime when violence wasn't done onto her.
Per man being killed by the police, I think back to last month when I had an assault rifle. Dog, whatever you think about the interaction, it is by no means comparable to what happened to Elijah McClain. And the fact that she can't keep her story straight just makes this so much more worse. Clara also claimed police were transphobic and booked her under a dead name. If you're unaware, dead naming again refers to using a prior name for a trans person generally associated with the gender they were assigned at birth.
During the arrest, the police officer referred to me by my dead name. I was booked in the station under my dead name. The police, when talking to my mother, referred to me as her son. The fact that a fake email led to London Police Services booking me under my dead name reveals the prejudice that many police have towards transgender people. This is despite the fact that the email contained my real name.
Yeah, I think she does have trauma from the SWAT scene, police guns or no guns. Scary. Totally scary. Super scary. I wouldn't want to go through that.
Before ever even mentioning my dead name. This is
Hebrew Nationals are the best hot dogs. Totally. Love them.
One of the property bags returned to me after I was released from custody. All of the property bags returned to me have Roberts written on them. Roberts was my last name until I legally changed my name first to Leigha Something on January 25th, 2012.
On August 11th, London Police Chief Steve Williams put out a statement regarding some of her accusations. He states that all activity in the holding cells is monitored by audio and video equipment. They reviewed the footage and found no evidence of Miss Sorrenti being addressed by her dead name and gender. Williams concluded her dead name was used on property bags due to the existence of a prior police report, explaining that it was literally for tracking purposes. He apologized and ensured a solution would be implemented to prevent any of this in the future. Claire responded to the statement by reiterating her dead name was used during the arrest. She even speculated the timing may have been intentional so they wouldn't get caught.
It's important that he said, well, I cannot confirm any...
Also, my one question to that is like, how do you know the person is dead naming you on purpose? Like, although the incorrect name was written on the evidence bag, I don't think people are just going to naturally know that that's your dead name. Okay. So like if it accidentally happens, sure, I get that. But to say like people are intentionally dead naming you, it's just like, you're kind of pushing it. You are pushing it a little bit because it's just like, I don't think these people realize that they were dead naming you. And yeah, it does suck. It does suck that you're a dead name. Yeah, it does suck that you're a dead name. I get it. But to say it's on purpose and not only on purpose, but pervasive and intentional is just like, you're reaching, buddy. You are reaching.
Okay, buddy.
You're reaching, buddy.
Conversations which might have transpired during Miss Sorrenti's initial arrest. And that's when it happened. The activity in the holding cells is monitored. And I never made a statement about any bad things that happened while I was in custody. I would absolutely assume that when the police know that these things are being recorded and can be part of public record, they would be more careful with how they go about their business. I don't expect them to acknowledge how bad the situation actually was. And there's no way of verifying it besides first-person testimony because there's no body cams in the London Police Service.
Her own partner then contradicts the claim that she was dead named during the arrest, though alludes to unspecified misgendering that occurred. Once again, any instance after the arrest should have been captured on recording.
And they yelled at Clara while she was in bed. So she got up. They were saying, Clara Sorrenti. Note that they did not use her dead name at this point either.
Okay, so then there you go. Like, bro, what the fuck? Why? Why is this happening?
As far as I know, is there anything I missed, Alex?
I think that's really the main gist of the arrest portion, which was really the most traumatic in terms of, having the guns pointed at us, the misgendering that occurred. Yeah, that whole arrest. That is how it happened. It wasn't straight up dynamic entry. They didn't.
The absence of evidence means that this only remains a he said, she said scenario. But it's hard to take Clara's word at face value given her complete and total lack of credibility.
Yeah, I completely agree with Muda. She's already proven as a liar. She's already a liar. I know she's going to over-exaggerate when it comes to shit like this, right? Not trying to dismiss her trauma, not trying to invalidate her as a victim. I get that. But you already lie. You don't have the greatest credibility.
Another key part of her story was that police had confiscated their devices, resulting in significant financial damages.
They seized both my personal and work phone, as well as the work computer that I broadcast on Twitch from. Not only
Also, why do you have 2 phones? Jesus.
that, but the police seized my fiance's cell phones and laptop, as well as their external drive, which contained the only copy of their PhD thesis.
Vader woke up from his nap. Hi, Vader. What are you doing? Hi. Lay down. Behave.
And other important university documents. Because of the negligence of the police, we were both left functionally unemployed, and I have spent thousands of dollars replacing our computers and cell phones.
And this
Good boy.
was one of her justifications to launch the GoFundMe, to recoup her losses.
I started a GoFundMe to move immediately,
Sorry, I was talking to Vader.
recoup my losses, and build a legal fund to protect my rights.
But there were no losses to recoup. The devices were returned after 3 days.
I eventually got my stuff back in like 3 days and got an apology from the chief of police.
That's nice.
So yeah, that was really nice. Not nice how they responded to the situation, but I'll take it.
Now, if we're to believe that she meant 3 days after the swatting, that would place it on August 8th, a day before the GoFundMe started. There's also footage of Clara picking up her belongings from the police station, where you can see this property bag. It heavily resembles the property bag seen in her initial video. A close-up of one of the labels shows us a date of August 8th, 2022. This again implies that she got her stuff back before the video and GoFundMe ever even went live. And
So we already saw that snippet. We already know she for sure got it before the GoFundMe.
knowingly lied about needing to buy a new cell phone and computer. Even if
So she's already knowingly launching a campaign, a funding campaign under false pretenses. It's already that. At the very minimum, if we were charitable towards Keffals in any other way, let's say she didn't directly lie or anything, it's proven in fact, as a matter of fact, through dates, clear dates, that she received her stuff 3 days prior to the launch of the GoFundMe. She received it on August 8th, and the GoFundMe launched on the 10th. Concluding that she started the GoFundMe under false pretenses for a fact. Well, okay, not for a fact, because I can't argue intentionality. Arguing intentionality is a very hard thing to do in a courtroom proceeding. But it's, let me just say this. It's proven for a fact that she had her stuff before the launch of the GoFundMe. I am speculating that she started the GoFundMe under false pretenses at the initial start of the GoFundMe.
you don't want to make that assertion, at best, she got her stuff back the next day, because this upload is dated August 10th. There is no way to reconcile these statements, and either way, it was dishonest to never update that campaign to reflect this.
Because of the negligence of the police, we were both left
I am not going to be charitable on that August 10th date, by the way.
functionally unemployed, and I have spent thousands of dollars replacing our computers and cell phones, so our lives aren't completely destroyed by what happened to us.
Now, Keffals launched her GoFundMe on August 9, 2022 with an initial goal of $20,000. The page claims that if this amount was exceeded, the funds would be allocated to a legal fund to protect herself against ongoing and future threats to her safety. However, this was later changed to, I am keeping the GoFundMe up, but all donations are going directly to my legal fund, which I will be using to seek justice. Now, this is a very, very important
Okay, you know what? I don't care how the GoFundMe was spent. We went through that entire thread. So I'm going to skip. Skippity. Skip. I'll just start it right here.
to nip in the butt.
Suing Kiwi Farms was actually something that I previously considered and was consulting with lawyers about doing that. And I basically came to the conclusion after looking into it that it's not worth it. There's little I can do as a Canadian to benefit from doing a lawsuit against Kiwi Farms. The only possible lawsuit being a defamation lawsuit, which there is little to no benefit for me to do.
3 days after posting
Little to no benefit from a defamation lawsuit? What are you talking about? You could, oh God, this girl is just dumb. She could have benefited from a defamation lawsuit. I think she knew, and this is speculative, okay? I don't know this for a fact. I think she knew she couldn't sue Kiwi Farms, not even for a civil litigation, because it's hard to prove, and they probably have nothing.
that letter, Claire admitted on a private stream that she hadn't even started yet. Her unnecessary traveling is blamed for keeping her busy, which to me is an admission that she wasn't all that interested in consulting her lawyers.
But now I'm going to be focused.
Ma says, do you know what sucks? Police brutality happens to trans folk, and the initial response to Keffals was positive. She got 100,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah, it's insane. John Williams says, my old job, there was a dude who got arrested because the cops assumed he was his father. They have at the same time middle surname. They didn't know until he could prove he wasn't his dad. Might have sucked extra hard considering he hated his dad already. Can't imagine how much that only increased. Yeah, I probably I'll say it anyways. I probably shouldn't say this, but there was one time my dad was arrested because the cops thought my dad was my uncle, and they arrested my dad thinking my dad was my uncle when they initially meant to arrest my uncle. And then they found out that was in fact my dad, and they let my dad go. So yeah, that happened to my dad too. Sometimes mistakes like that happen.
Focusing more on the legal things because I'm settled down, I'm back in Canada, and I have time to work on this now. Consulted quite a bit with my lawyers, but we at the time were, especially during the campaign, basically unsure of how to go forward, especially because my availability was kind of all over the place.
And that's because this will be a very important issue later. She was still in the process of collecting evidence.
But
I think so. I think it was bad bookkeeping. I'm not quite sure.
Problem is right now is that I'm still in the process of I have to collect all the evidence. One of the first steps that you need to do is collect evidence. And if you announce prematurely who you are taking legal action against, it gives that party an opportunity to try and destroy as much evidence as possible.
Oh, she's so dumb with this take. Although people can destroy evidence, there is metadata. You cannot destroy metadata, okay? Keffals, you are so stupid and dumb for this take. You're so dumb. So stupid. There's always going to be the metadata of the evidence, you freaking loser. She's so dumb. She's like one of those people that remind me of like in high school, in the 90s. I wasn't even in high school in the 90s, but in the 90s, there were like these group of pothead smokers that were just like dumb and slow and like super dumb and talked like the way Keffals talks. And she reminds me of one of those stupid dumbhead pot smoking losers in school that like listened to Grateful Dead all the time and always wore tie-dye shirts and fucking played hacky sack all the time. She reminds me of one of those pot smokers.
I'm not even going to publicly comment on the party either.
Now, for this to make sense, you kind of have to assume she wasn't talking about the police. In that case, we already know what proof does or does not exist. Her recount can't be proven, and even if we're to believe her, it's hard to argue the police acted out of prejudice. This is brought up by Nicholas DiOrio, who got some interesting answers out of her on stream. The first clip is Clara stating she was still engaged in legal action against the police.
I wasn't aware you were still engaging with legal action on the police.
I am. It's just like... there's been so much shit that happened, and then like immediately after like getting back from everything, I had to move, and I like just got unpacked like 2 weeks ago.
Claire describes a specific incident in which she was dead named while being put in handcuffs. However, she admits it could have been an honest mistake, and the officer didn't know what a dead name was.
Now, there are questions as to the dead naming taking place. They claim they have no footage of you being dead named once you get back to the precinct, and you claim there was dead naming, so the only time that could have happened is during the swatting itself. Is that still something that you claim?
Yeah, that was something that happened with the constable that arrested me, like when I was actually being put in handcuffs.
Look, I don't have a...
What a loser. Like, she's shifting the goalpost. That's an obvious pivot. Obvious pivot. What? Oh my God. I can't believe she thinks like we're this stupid. Ugh. This is so fucking annoying to watch.
I have a problem with spicing up the story a little bit, but, and I understand the like how this upset you and your family, but it really does sound like you kind of slandered those cops. Like, I
don't think I slandered them. I mean,
if we're taking them at face value, right, for that they thought when they were going into your house that they were like potentially dealing with somebody who was planning to shoot up a like public office building or something like that with like politics.
No worries, don't worry about it.
Then like it's totally possible that they thought that was your name, like that you went by that name. So
I don't know because the email. Did you read the email?
Yes, I did read
the first sentence of the email is "My name is Clara Sorrenti,"
but then it was signed with your dead name.
It said "My name is Clara Sorrenti," and then my dead name is blank, and they put the dead name. So they made a decision at that point that they thought that my name wasn't actually my name and dead name was a real name. The officer that
what kind of logic is that? Literally, you're doing mental gymnastics, you dumb stupid bitch. What is this? God, I hate this. I fucking hate this shit. I'm getting mad. That was like diarrhea of the mouth with that logic. Let's listen to it again because it completely doesn't make sense.
It said "My name is Clara Sorrenti," and then my dead name is blank, and they put the dead name. So they made a decision at that point that they thought that my name wasn't actually my name and dead name was a real name. The officer that actually like arrested me said she did not actually know what a dead name was.
Now this is where the story starts to take a very...
What a stupid bitch. Oh my God, she's so fucking dumb. This girl is worse than... This girl, I don't know. Guys, let me put a poll out there. Who's worse at lying? Is it Leigha or Keffals? Who? Let's see. Who is... Okay, let's continue. I'm so sorry.
Clear example of how what they were doing was actually not, and it required governmental intervention, and this is a clear example of government regulation kicking in and proving that what they were doing wasn't exactly above board. And it's understandable why many would be dubious of their intentions.
They also say, I guess one of their problems is that you are supporting young people, young trans people who didn't have access to hormones. You are telling them how to make homemade hormones.
Oh my God. No, I don't know how to make homemade hormones. I noticed the new thing is they're saying that I'm teaching people how to make hormones in their bathtub, which just sounds insane.
Keffals?
You notice how, oh my God, I had like diarrhea of the mouth right there. Blah. Did you notice how she couldn't look at the camera when saying that lie?
Calls anyone who questions her behavior, past or present, transphobic, accusing her critics of pedo-jacketing and groomer libel. When Ethan Klein called her out for defending Bosch's horse folder, she poisoned the well.
I work with law enforcement.
Oops, that's the wrong sound clip.
You can write this down. I want to fuck a woman as a horse.
He literally said that, and Keffals and Tipster still fucking defended Bosch.
You had me on your show and called me a hero for fighting against a far-right stalking forum that made multiple people themselves. Now you are using out-of-context clips sourced from the same website to attack people. What's truly disgusting about this is something like pedo-jacketing actually can be a real problem. It would be dishonest to act like baseless accusations of pedophilia against the LGBT community don't actually exist. But once again, Clara uses all of this to avoid accountability for her own actions. Clara, Keffals, your identity is not a shield from criticism, okay? Every time you do this, you actually throw the entire community you're supposed to be advocating for under the fucking bus. And that takes us to the tale of Catboy Ranch. For the longest time, Keffals used to block anyone who referenced Catboy Ranch. It was actually mentioned in the letter that caused her initial...
Keffals blocked me for like the dumbest thing ever. Whenever she got Destiny banned, and I kind of like Destiny, I don't know. Whenever she got Destiny banned, I was like, what gives you the right? And she blocked me. That's all I tweeted. All I tweeted. Literally tweeted one question. What gives you the right? Question mark. And she blocks me. Fucking bitch.
Swatting. But journalists declined to include it. Clara later used this to justify why no one should look into it. When I was swatted, the swatters mentioned Catboy Ranch and giving children Catboy collars.
Leah, that sound clip reminded me when I asked a friend if they could fuck a horse and if they would look at them at the right way as a joke. Okay.
An email where they impersonated me and said that they were going to shoot up City Hall. It was all Kiwi Farms misinformation. Now H3H3 fans are regurgitating it. The problem with this argument is that ultimately the documentation speaks for itself. Nothing on Kiwi Farms should actually be taken at face value, which is why they find it so important to archive everything. That ensures that the original source exists and allows you to verify the...
Yeah, Catboy Ranch. Yeah, lavishly Catboy Ranch. Cat's Lair. Catboy Ranch. Cat's Lair Boy Ranch. I see some similarities between Lio Convoy and Keffals.
Information.
Not a really good title of Discord. Lio should probably change his Discord title. Cat's Lair Discord? Catboy Ranch?
For yourself. With how much misinformation and perhaps disinformation has been spreading about what Catboy Ranch really is, it's about time we look at the facts and try to understand what it actually was. When I first mentioned the subject on Twitter, she posted a link to the supposed Discord in question. By the way, the server is still up. That is not the original Catboy Ranch server. In fact, it was created in response long after, in June of 2023. The story of the actual Catboy Ranch server starts with a Twitter account she owned by the same name. It was created in 2020. The plan? To create a Twitter meme page directed at femboys so I can herd them all into my ranch. It was somewhat gimmicky with close ties to Vosh's community. Most of the posts were submissions made by either Clara, her friends, or people in her DMs. And the page was overtly sexual, and she did public calls for submissions and invitations. Like this tweet if you want to be added to the Catboy Ranch group chat. It was by any metric an adult space, with pornographic art.
So it was a GC. Like, I want you guys to understand what Keffals did with Catboy Ranch specifically is equivalent to what happened in the FCK server. Only it's Keffals acting alone and it's not a group of creators. Like, what she did right here is equally as worse as what Miss Easy did in the FCK server.
Posted on the account and used as the Discord banner. There are endless, and I mean endless, tweets that are very explicit in nature. For example, my biggest regret about getting bottom surgery is that I never had the chance to nut in a Catboy. I'm coming out as someone who likes to get their prostate slammed and or slamming someone else's prostate. I really wish I was for Catboy until he starts crying right about now. The account reached 8,000 followers by early 2021. It was around this time her page got marked as being adults only. A recurring theme throughout her post was the idea of ownership, which is when things get really strange as we approach the Discord server. The Catboy Ranch Discord was created in December of 2020. Within 3 weeks, the server amassed over 650 members, partially because she promoted it under her viral tweets. While it doesn't appear any archives of the chat exist, what is public has raised a lot of eyebrows. At one point, Clara shared photos of 2 callers given to members of the Discord, clearly engaging in some form of roleplay. These individuals are adults, and I'm not alleging otherwise. My point is that it's clearly a space for adults, and minors should have been kept away as far as possible. Keffals has reiterated that the server has explicitly 18 plus and required photo ID to join. However, she also stated that photo ID was only required for the not safe for work sections. These are 2 very contradicting statements. And ignoring the fact that she shouldn't have been interacting with minors on Twitter either, Win, also known as @FemGirlVR, was followed by Clara on both of her accounts.
So there's like no age gating. I'm going to make the assumption there was no age gating when it came to that Discord.
On September 28, 2021, Clara replied to Win calling her very cute. A month later, Win tweeted at Clara complaining she couldn't post nudes because she was 15.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Following trans women on Twitter feels like a time bomb in that I have no idea when, but eventually I will see their entire ass naked on my timeline. Then this person says, luckily I'm 15, so I can't do that.
Then in November, Catboy Ranch replied to Win, acknowledging
you're 15, your skull hasn't even fully developed.
Her age. You are 15, your skull hasn't even fully developed. Win later proclaimed herself a proud member of the cult of Keffals.
Oh my God.
I just can't get over how much hope you give me. I should be able to start HRT before I'm 16 or once I'm 16. So just knowing that there's the potential I could pass like you does give me hope to keep going. Thank you. Maya, or Femboy Mats, is another minor Clara interacted with on Twitter. Maya claimed to have been a member of the Catboy Ranch Discord whilst underage. Maya said, hey, I'm the person involved, there was no grooming. Someone replied, who said there was? You were still a minor in Catboy Ranch, which had ID verification. Maya then confirms that only the NSFW sections did. Maya was 16 years old when she began interacting with Keffals. 5 days after she turned 17, Clara replied to her selfie with a meme. Damn ya ass fat, what's your pronouns? Clara later tweeted a meme at Maya about,
oh my God, this is fucking horrible. This is disgusting. I'm drunk and not following have a meme. Jesus Christ.
Taking estrogen and getting erections. In one thread, Catboy Ranch interacts with both Maya and Princess Emily, who was 15 years old. Now, these are highly inappropriate interactions for someone to engage in on their adults-only account at the age of 27. And this is only what we're able to see publicly. It's also worth noting Maya has since argued in favor of underage people lying about their age to people online. Maya turned 18th in January of 2022 and made an NSFW account to post nudes 3 months later. Now this is where the story gets even darker, because we have to look at Maya's interaction with another user named Danny. Username is Synth is here. Danny publicly bragged about getting Maya on DIY HRT when she was a minor. About to start bragging that I got Maya on HRT when she was a minor, Maya began ordering from Otokonoko Pharmaceuticals a month after turning 17.
So it's actually proven. Oh my fucking God.
I'm about to take the pink pill, still cis though. This all was with assistance from the DIY HRT directory. A year later, she was so unhappy with her results, she actually called out and—
Like, this is primary evidence, you guys. Like, this is something that Keffals is going to have a hard time getting her defense for. Because this is clearly primary evidence. Clearly primary evidence of them doing this bullshit.
blocked Chloe on Twitter. What happened? She got pissed about her hormone results? I mean, that wouldn't be Chloe's fault because that's not something she can control. Everyone reacts differently to that stuff. Also, there's different dosages. The two would end up having an argument about the specifics of HRT. Chloe calls Maya an idiot, and Maya says this: fuck DIY, fuck all of this. I don't know how this happened. My regimen didn't change since my last test. I am so done with listening to these quacks online who pretend that they're better than actual doctors. As Maya herself stated, these people are not doctors. And someone like Chloe should not be allowed to posture herself as some kind of authority on the subject. No one without any proper credentials should. Not me, not Chloe, not Keffals, not anyone. Maybe it would be less of an issue if everyone involved in the situation was a legal adult. But as we've demonstrated in the last 5 minutes, they are not. Clara explicitly advocated for the DIY HRT's directory's use by minors, while clearly aware of her friend's activities, behaviors, and history. That only compounded by her constant lies surrounding Catboy Ranch, when even what we can prove already paints an incredibly unsavory picture. There is simply no good justification for why Keffals, while being overtly sexual, was interacting with and befriending underage fans.
And the only place they really feel safe talking about being trans is on the internet.
And so where do you guys do this? Is it like a Discord or something, or like a community?
Oh, it's like a Twitch stream.
Oh, just on Twitch?
Yeah.
So it's all just out in the public?
Yeah.
Because they make—
That's a lie. Liar. Liar. Liar.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
You're lying. Liar. Lio. Lion. Keffals. Lion.
it sound like you have some kind of secret or some community spot that's not publicly seen where you're talking with kids and stuff, but that's not even the case.
No.
Wow, that's interesting. They really are just straight up lying, huh?
Now, there's a lot of misinformation surrounding Catboy Ranch, including the circulation of several alleged screenshots. And to be clear, these aren't from a server Clara owned, but an acquaintance named Femboy Cooking. Femboy Cooking is infamous for saying this: "It's not a choice. We are not asking you. We are telling you we will turn your kid gay." On June 23rd, 2021, a Twitter thread was made exposing Femboy Cooking's Discord server. A user named Sorrel called it an outright den of grooming. The server had roles to identify both adults and minors. And in spite of this, he caught an adult openly flirting with a 13-year-old and calling them a cute little bottom catboy.
What if I have ears and wear a skirt? Same. Then you're a cute little bottom cat boy. Jesus. Fucking disgusting.
Confronted, admins defended the server's practice of allowing underage users. Why would we bar minors from the server on the off chance that they'll be groomed? How if they've been taking... how if they...
What? Why would we ban minors from the server if the off chance that they will be groomed? LOL.
Been talking about having with men, you can show me where, but your sexuality is a part of you. There's nothing wrong with it. You're kind of the one introducing the adult-oriented element. It's kind of weird. Keffals admits that she was in the server and called the screenshots disgusting. I have absolutely nothing to do with that Discord, and I think that is disgusting. I'll warn people about the Discord. Someone replied, "By that you mean you'll leave the Discord?" And she said, "Already did. I wasn't aware or active about any of this until now." Bruh, I was joking. I didn't know you were a part of it. That changed after the person who made the call out got suspended. Clara celebrated the thread's deletion, even though she admitted it had evidence of an adult flirting with a minor. Those are her own words. A just wrote an entire thread seething about me from behind a block, and tried to get his followers to dogpile my tweet, and then got suspended. People combed through Femboy's Cooking Discord and discovered
so she actively hid it.
An adult flirting with a minor, and decided that I am somehow guilty of this. Once again, suspended. This is stunning admission that she helped cover up an adult flirting with a 13-year-old for her own convenience.
This is like worse than the FCK server. I'm not gonna lie. On God, fucking not bullshitting you guys. This is worse than the FCK server. This is indefensible. Indefensible. I would love to see her get her ass out of this. This is fucking disgusting. Not only is she lying and she interacted with minors inappropriately, but she also covered it.
And there's also no proof that the person who made that thread is a P-word. Early into Drop Kiwi Farms, Clara promoted an artist named
Ooh, Zercarlo! Zercarlo! Bruh! Everything goes back to the ACC. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little bit hyper. I apologize. Zercarlo. Zercarlo. We are now at the point. Zercarlo. Zercarlo, you can share the screenshot. I am not homophobic. Dog says, at Zercarlo, I am so sorry for your loss. Then Zercarlo says, I've been fighting this stuff for so long and it hurts so much. Bro, you are a fucking groomer. You're a fucking groomer. What are you talking about? It hurts you so much. What are you talking about? What crack are you on? What crack are you on? It hurts you? What? You're a zoo sadist. You're a fucking loser. You're a groomer. You're a freak. And it hurts you? Maybe next time don't be a fucking groomer. It's so simple.
ZR Kalo. Kalo is known for running the account
It's so funny that Mudahar says ZR Kalo. Zercarlo.
Transphobes posting their L's. She faced backlash for knowingly associating with actual...
I don't know. I'd say I'm pretty fine leader, though. A Kayla is pretty head boss. Other groups weren't willing to work with the zoo community to catch sadists. Gotta get our hands dirty if you ever want to change something. That is insane. Listen to that fucking justification right there. Well, guys, gotta get your hands dirty if you ever want to make change. Sometimes, dude, bro, I can't even joke with that kind of logic right there. It's so fucking disgusting. Well, guys, sometimes you gotta be the zoo sadist in order to get change. Gotta be the zoo sadist. Do you think Coyote Lovely was thinking that when he was flirting with Hypnotist Sappho? You think he was like, well, guys, sometimes you gotta fall in love with the zoophile. Gotta fall in love with the zoophile, and then you gotta make change. Lio will understand. And then Lio comes in and is like, oh, Gilded, you're a conspiracy theorist for talking about Coyote Lovely this way.
One thing I don't do is lie.
You're lying. You're lying. Gilded was not a conspiracy theorist. Coyote was a freak. Zercarlo is a freak.
Zoophiles, including a moderator on @transphobic L's. She also is known for drawing...
Yeah, Leadfoot says sometimes you gotta honeypot a zoophiles joke. That's insane. That is literally insane. The fact that that is their logic and they're like, that's their justification for doing absolutely disgusting shit is just insane to me. Zercarlo is fucking gross. Tomatoes in the chat for Coyote Lovely, Zercarlo, and Hypnotist Sappho, because all three of those losers are fucking freaks. And Lio is a fucking freak for allowing Zercarlo and Coyote Lovely in their Discord. Fuck you, Lio.
What would some describe as necrozoophile art. Keffals defended her purely on the basis that she had a thread on Kiwi Farms.
But the thing is, like, I know they lie about literally everyone, so...
That was literally not a lie. This is proven fact, Keffals. You, in fact, defended a zoo sadist.
Why would I believe their claims? Like, they're calling...
And a groomer.
Zercarlo a necrozoophile?
Bruh, really? Look at the dumb look on her face. Look at the dumb look on her face. So fucking stupid. She's so dumb. This is the thing that Tipster and Keffals do. Both of them. This is the thing. They fucking sit here and they'll defend anybody as long as they're trans. Fucking Tipster defended Chris Tyson for fucking hiring Shadman. for art. When Shadman drew Lolicon of Keemstar's daughter. Yeah, Tipster, your priorities are set straight. Yeah, Tipster, you're really fucking thinking there. Yeah, Tipster, you're a free thinker. That guy is the world's dumbest person. How many times do you have to defend this bullshit? How many times? How many times? How many times is it going to take for you to realize that maybe you shouldn't be defending Lolly anymore? Or Shotokan? How many times? In a year from now or in a few months from now, are we going to find another occurrence of Tipster defending bullshit? Are we going to find another occurrence of Keffals defending another groomer? I wonder. All because they're trans? Joe, Mr. B, and I will add the note. I will add the note. I will add the note. Not all trans people are groomers. Not all trans people are zoophiles. Okay? There are normal trans people that don't do any of this shit. But Tipster and Keffals, they have a pattern of behavior of defending these shitty people. And I'm sitting here wondering, when is enough going to be enough? When is it going to be where the shit hits the fan for you? Because I think you guys are just so fucking stupid, you don't even realize that you're at rock bottom. I think Tipster is going to go lower, way lower than where he's at right now.
And it's like, they call everyone everything. Nothing they say is truthful.
Nothing they say is truthful. Literally, nothing they say is truthful. Even when it is proven that Zercarlo is a freak and a groomer. Nothing they say is truthful.
I have no reason to believe that.
So it's like two instances. We're fucking two instances. Two where Keffals blindly fucking defends a groomer. Disgusting.
You drew furry gore? Look.
True furry gore. So they fucking admit it. They admit it. Let me see where it's added in the chat. I don't even see it.
I personally think that that's kind of weird. However, I don't think you did anything wrong. I can just choose not to look at the part of the internet where people post things like that.
She can just choose to not look at the part of the internet where people post things like that. Can you actively ignore your friends' comments? What about this comment?
You can write this down. I want to fuck a woman as a horse.
Where is the normalcy in that? In that statement alone that Vosh said. The fact that he fucking admits this on a live stream. Small PP, thank you for subscribing. Small PP, type in chat. Small PP, type in chat. I want to mod you. The fact that I'm waiting for Small PP to type. Small PP type. The fact that Keffals and Tipster just actively ignore this bullshit on the drive and the statements that Vosh say. Oh, Small PP, thank you for the 5 memberships. I really appreciate it. W Small PP. Brah, thank you. Really appreciate it. Bro, thank you for thank you. Maya's a gym rat. Maya's a gym rat. Esterati is a gym rat. Dirtfish is a gym rat. Romantic Goblin is a gym rat. Invader Vin is a gym rat. Small PP, fucking type in the chat, bro. Where's Small PP? Oh, he typed. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for typing. Dude. You're a mod now. Thank you for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. W small PP 07 small PP 07. What do I put for your sound clip? What do I put? What do I put? I'll play the Chud sound clip for you, small PP.
Bank me, daddy. Fuck me, daddy.
There you go.
Bank me, daddy. Fuck me, daddy.
Thank you. Thank you, small PP. I lost my train of thought. But I think it's hilarious that Tipster and Keffals just actively ignore. Bro! Thank you. Literally. Thank you, Pudgy. Thank you for the one gifted. Small PP, thank you for becoming a gym rat. John Williams got gifted a membership. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Polis is a man. Polis is a man. Polis is a man.
Oh, that's the wrong sound clip. I will play Bo Blacks for you. Actually, I will play Repzilla for you, okay?
Whole ass anaconda.
Whole ass anaconda. Where's the Bo Blacks sound clip? Where is it?
Shut the fuck up!
No, it's not that one. That's Angry Slug. What the frick? Where is it? Where is it?
Hi, I'm Femios. I'm here to debate you.
No, it's not that one.
Talk about the allegations!
Thank you, you guys. Thank you for the gifted. I just think it's hilarious that Tipster and Keffals like just actively ignore the comments made by Vosh and what is in his computer. And also Keffals just saying, oh, you know, Zercarlo, I don't have to look at that side of the internet. Even though you drew gore. Yeah, totally fine.
As long as no one's getting hurt, I do not care.
Hey, guess what, Keffals? Guess what, you dumb bitch? People got hurt. People got hurt. What now? What now? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Keffals? Zercarlo aided a groomer. What now, you fucking loser? They aided Blue Mirror. What are you talking about? What now? What are you going to do? People were hurt. You going to say sorry? You going to disavow Zercarlo after 1 billion million years? Jesus.
Then she calls out every person with the threat on the site to band together. It's probably a good time to bring up that Kiwi Farms has actually put criminals in jail. Put actual criminals there. Most recently, putting a prolific animal abuser behind bars. I'm not saying every user or threat is virtuous. Even if you hate the site, you gotta admit, some people deserve to have their actions exposed.
It's almost like Kiwi Farms did more than Lio Convoy has ever done.
Keffals' campaign eventually took her to Chris Chan, who she brought on for an interview right after Chris got out of jail for allegedly having relations with their mom. Hilariously, she had to keep up the lie that Kiwi Farms was still down, a lie she maintained for years. At this point, I need to pose the question, what goddamn moral high ground does Keffals have over Kiwi Farms? It isn't
none. No moral high ground. If anything, Kiwi Farms is higher than Keffals.
Doxing. She paid money to dox her critics, as well as innocent members of their family. It can't be cyberstalking. She got ousted from her own community for trying to gather dirt on who she called a prototypical Lolgal. It can't be some belief of criminality. The whole point of getting Cloudflare to drop Kiwi Farms is making them susceptible to illegal DDoS attacks. And when the site was hosted in Ukraine, she posted the address to the servers publicly and then accused them of supporting Russia in some weird hopes that I would imagine would be retribution. Her entire MO is exploiting other people for her own benefit.
Small PP, you say I would kiss Muda? Oh my gosh.
Every time she claims people are criticizing her, it's because she's trans. She undermines the actual hate directed towards trans people on the basis of their identity. And what about her cynical use of other people's death, from James Somerton to the victims of Kiwi Farms to bringing up Tony in her feud with Ethan Klein?
By the way, James Somerton still alive. James Somerton still alive. Hold on, Zad, I see you.
She starts this motherfucker off with "in memory of Tony Winchester, who was the RS Glory and Gold."
Why bring him up? What the hell?
Notice how Keffals stopped morally grandstanding over James Somerton because it turns out he's still alive.
He, first of all,
faked his fucking death.
I'm speechless with that one.
Yeah.
How many deaths do we have to watch her weaponize until we all get together?
She even weaponized Etika's death against Keemstar. Like, that's disgusting.
And can agree, invoking someone's name in this way is just really fucking disgusting. And finally, to top it all off, there is no transparency surrounding the GoFundMe. She seems to keep inventing new details about her swatting, and many of the criticisms thrown in her face over the years are rooted in reality. If there's anything to learn about all of this, is that Clara Sorrenti has no morals. She will completely disregard the truth for her own gain and profit. There is no scenario where you can take her at her word, because she is shameless in her attempts at manipulation. If you are someone who felt sincere...
She's not only shameless, but she's also malicious at the same time.
Sincerely invested in Kiwi Farms being taken down, then she has failed you. The site is stronger than ever, and they've raised over $150,000 for their own litigation fund. They've already seen results in getting a company to retract their libelous claims. Dropping Kiwi Farms proved to be a terrible business decision for Cloudflare, who stated it caused a loss of potential customers and significant adverse feedback. And now everyone knows exactly what she was trying to hide after all this time. Now, this final section of the video I have to preface with some caveats. When I first announced I was going to be working on this video publicly, several former friends and editors reached out to offer their perspective. They expressed feelings disillusioned by her behavior and provided what appears to be pretty damning screenshots, one that I started this video off in the beginning, as you can imagine, regarding what Clara did with her money. The reason why I waited to introduce this is at the very end is because I wanted to show that you can make a strong case with what is already publicly available. I have also been very honest about the extent of my knowledge regarding this evidence, okay? I have to be very honest here. Keffals has faked DMs in the past, even doing so on stream before posting them as if they're real.
Okay, I don't care about this part. I do not care about this part. This is just claiming the validity of the evidence. Let me fast forward just a little bit and make sure. Let me make sure.
Keffals and her camp are actually a serious concern. This is why I say I never believe an actual message until I open up the server myself, hit refresh, and see it with my own fucking eyes. I don't...
Yeah, see, even Muda is saying the same thing. Like, you, again, although the source is credible in your eyes, you have to verify. Verify, verify, verify. It could be your ass if you do not verify, especially as a YouTube creator. You have to verify. My final thoughts are, Keffals, fuck you. You're anti-Semitic. You fucking defended Zercarlo. You absolutely disgusting pig. You defended Vosh. You fucking defended, you actively hid a groomer in the Catboy Ranch server. Fucking denied it. You sponsored a company that was more than happy to pink pill minors and get them and convince them, gaslight them into taking HRT, and you scammed your audience. You are a piece of shit. Tipster L. Keffals L.